Good morning, and can you believe it's been a year? And it's so wonderful to see some of these same faces here in this room this morning that were here last year. Your commitment to this work and your commitment to the young men in our community, it gives me the chills just talking about it. And I'm so excited to be here so we can continue to be engaged and make a difference in the life of our children. And I will tell you, last year we came together, we worked hard, and what is this work gonna look like for Denver? And it's been amazing, and you'll get a chance to learn more about that as the day goes on. And I have to say, I am so excited to live in a city and lead in a city where the community comes together around issues that are truly this important, a community that understands the value of supporting our young men, and a community that is willing to give up their Saturday, on a cold Saturday, to be here, to dig in, to share your knowledge, to share your heart, and to share your minds, and really take that back to the community. And so just want to thank you for staying with us and being committed as the work moves forward. So last year, we introduced this work to the community. And we knew it was important to us. We didn't know what the impact would be. But we have seen what that is. And we've seen wonderful work happen. We've heard a lot of wonderful stories, but we have a couple that we want to share with you this morning as a reflect on what we're calling our MBK Reflections. So last year, I had a chance to meet Summer Nettles. Summer is a producer for Denver Media Services here at the City County of Denver. So sure, there was a part of her that thought, I'm gonna go tape this event because it's what I should be doing. But I know she also knew that this was an important story to tell. But I really think over the past year and our continued work and us as a city and a community digging into our efforts, MBK has touched the hearts of many of you in this room, but affected so many people on the periphery. And so we're gonna ask Summer to come up this morning and just share with us her MBK story.
I am not nervous. Yes. I am so honored to be a part of this city. Coming from Chicago, Illinois, and moving to the 8th safest city in the country, when I got into this room on April 14th last year, I really didn't have an understanding of the dynamics our young people of color are facing every day. When I was taping and interviewing the students featured in the short documentary you just saw, they shook me. They touched me in a way I could not have seen coming. And coming from a city so riddled with strife to a city so full of opportunity, I knew that this was my time to jump in. I knew that this was my time to reach out. And I knew that these students were ready to be reached. So many times we identify elements of struggle, overeating, drug use, drinking. Sometimes adults, we have to understand these are elements of survival. These are evidences that these kids are trying to overcome something, and the harder they reach, the less reaching back they get. So they're reaching for the wrong thing. It's our job to help them reach for the right thing, right? The people in this room right now are asking the question, why aren't our kids thriving? Why are they just surviving? I'm telling you that if you're concerned enough to ask the question, you're enlightened enough to be the answer. Yes. Yeah. I am nervous. And for the youth in the room, I know that you hear a lot from us, that you are our future. And you are. But I want you to, if you could, just with me, say these 3 words. I'm important now. I'm important now. You're important now because you're there for your peers when they have problems with their parents or their teachers. You're important now because you're there for your brothers and sisters when they need help. You're important now because you are a direct reflection of the work we do and don't do. And it's our job to see you. So keep being important now and know that. And we are your keepers. Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you so much, Summer. That was truly wonderful. And that just shows you the passion of this work and how it is touching what happens across our city. I'd like to move forward and introduce the young men at Stedman. Last year, Hannah Keene, the assistant principal at Stedman, attended the summit during 2015. During 2014. During the 15-16 school year, she worked alongside with Stedman principal Melissa Peterson to really identify strategies to engage young males in learning, because it is this deliberate effort that Stedman has taken that has reduced their out-of-school suspensions from 97 in 2014 to 3 in 2015. Once again, to show you the power of the work, and we are moving metrics, we are making a difference. And at this time, I would like to introduce to you the young men of Stedman.
Yeah.
So, the young men of Stedman, we have lined up on the side, getting ready to go ahead and share some words of what they've been creating. The reason that I've been creating with these young men is because statistically 20% of black youth, and not just black youth, black population, are dealing with mental health. I've utilized the word, the spoken word, in order for them to express themselves, and within expressing themselves, give them an opportunity to go ahead and process the things that they're currently dealing with. So I've utilized different techniques, collaborated with my wife, Bianca McCon, who works with Check Your Head, and within that, been able to go ahead and utilize some of those techniques to have them express themselves within writing and within impacting and within influencing and inspiring young people themselves. The best mentors are mentors that are within the school. These young men are great examples of those mentors. These young men are currently doing the work that needs to be done by showing and influencing and being examples for younger students in their school. So I wrote with them, and they created a great piece that they collaboratively put together themselves. So I'm gonna go ahead and count them in so they know on cue what to say. And then from that, they're gonna go ahead and give the words that they put together themselves. So, you guys ready? All right. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready.
My vision is clear as an eagle on a hunt for prey. My voice is fierce as a lion, strong and satisfying. My power is strong as a bull, with strength you can't pull. My soul is the dream of Martin Luther King that helped Malcolm X. We can stop the violence. I am the future, I am the present, I am the dream, I am the king of everything.
That was powerful. Yeah.
I believe that 5th grade is an important age for us to engage young men. I believe 5th grade is an important age to engage them within mentorship. The reason why I believe this is because right there is the transition right before they get into middle school. And middle school is the age where they're gonna make decisions on who they're gonna be within high school. My Brother's Keeper initiative is an important thing for these young men to have in their schools in order to advance them into their future. 5th grade is an important age. By the time they get into high school, they're already making decisions of who they're going to be, and by that time, they already have a set mind state of what they're going to do as far as if they're going to go ahead and progress or if they're going to degress. So, can you guys each go down the line real quick and tell me why it's an important thing for you to express yourself? Start with you, Makai.
Expressing my feelings is important to me because I can explain what has happened in my life and what's changed my life.
That's right.
Raheem, can you please tell us why it's important to express yourself?
It's important to express my feelings so I won't worry about things going on in my life.
Yes, sir.
Drake, can you please tell the people why it's important for you to express yourself?
It is important to express myself so that I'm not always mad or taking my anger out on other people.
That's right.
Andre.
It is important to express myself because I can let out all my emotions and how I feel.
Yeah.
It is important for me to express myself so that people will know how I feel and understand about things.
That's right.
Thank you, brother. Thank you guys for giving us a little bit of your time. Thank you.
Don't worry about finding out. See if you can find one. Okay. Now that is an amazing group of men. And again, this is why we do what we do. We know that it makes an impact. We know that it makes a difference. This is just a prime example of the power of mentoring, the wonderful things that young people can do when they have positive male role models in their life, that they have trusted adults in their life, just to think through, to process, and express themselves to move forward and make great decisions on their future. Thank you, Melissa Peterson and Hannah Keene and Il7 for stepping up and forming the Young Men of Stedman. I now have the honor of introducing a young man that inspires me. He shows true commitment to attending school each day, connecting with his peers in a positive setting. His favorite subject is math, and in his spare time, he plays basketball and likes to draw. Raheem lives in Aurora with his grandmother, Rodessa. To get to school each day, he uses public transportation. Raheem takes the 153 to the A line, then takes the 43 to get to school. He arrives early and on time most days. I'm in awe. We as adults make excuses of why we can't. And this young man is a 5th grader, and he gets up every morning and he knows he can. No excuses. His story is a true testament that when our boys and young men of color are in nurturing environments that allow them to use their creativity and their uniqueness while challenging them to be successful, they develop grit and perseverance, just like Raheem. Raheem is currently a 5th grader at Stedman, and he wants to be a lawyer or enter the military, and he enjoys public speaking. Please welcome me and join Raheem Maddock as he introduces Mayor Hancock. Got it? All right. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Michael B. Hancock became Denver, Colorado's 45th mayor in July 2011. Mayor Hancock knows the economic vital and quality of life in Denver depended significantly on thriving public school system to prepare all Denver children to complete and succeed in the global economy. To eliminate this achievement gap, so that every Denver student has the resources and support necessary to graduate high school and college and beyond. To achieve this goal, Mayor Hancock and his administration is focused on 4 key strategies from cradle to care that need to be addressed throughout the educational pipeline. Increase access to high-quality early childhood education, increase the number of high-performing seats, keep students on track to graduate, and ensure students have access to complete a post-secondary pathway. The mayor believes that there is nothing more important than helping every young person in the neighborhood complete and succeed in the 21st century economy. He is aligning all city departments with nonprofit business and educational organizations to better prepare all children for every stage of life through initiatives such as Denver Children's Cabinet, Denver Education Compact. He also launched his MY Denver card, which provides all Denver kids for free access to the city's recreation centers, pools, libraries, and culture facilities. Please join me in welcoming our mayor, Michael B. Hancock.
Good job. Good job. Stay right where you are. Thank you. Stay right where you are. Are we here? Are we live? Are we live? Testing 1, 2.
You are.
I want you to come over here, Raheem. I hope you all were inspired by what Aaron said about Raheem. He shared the story with me when I went over there to meet him this morning. It's beyond dedication, right? What he is showing really are the traits that are going to make him skyrocket to victory as an adult. Because he'll look back on these moments and he'll say, yeah, you know, I used to get up, as he told me this morning, at 5:15. I don't know about you, but I'm just turning over at 5:15 to get to school by, what, 7:30 you say?
Yes.
7:30. By himself he does this every morning. We're going to be all right. He's going to be all right. We are, first of all, we are so honored each and every one of you are here this morning. Give yourselves a round of applause, please. I want to thank a couple folks. What we really want to do is get to the point where we're really engaging and there's less talking heads up here. And so we're going to keep this moving. And I want to get through the remarks because I don't want Aaron coming to me later on saying you didn't say this. And so I want to get done. I do want to thank the young men of Stedman and their principal, Melissa Peterson, and their mentor. What was the young man's name, the leader?
Il7.
Il7. Thank you so very much. Y'all are awesome. 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 It took many iterations to remember stanzas and lines of Dr. King's speech. But I remember a stanza from your speech you just gave 5 minutes ago. My vision is as clear as an eagle on the hunt for his prey. You know how sharp that vision is? Huh? That's an eagle. We're going to be all right, man. I'm just telling y'all. I'm going to keep going. There are a couple of folks. We want to make sure we thank the folks who have made today possible because this stuff just doesn't happen by itself. So let's get started with acknowledging first of all, Councilman Paul Lopez, I understand, was going to be here. I want to thank him for being here. I see our Deputy Mayor, Don Morris, is in the room. Thank you, Don. As you saw in the video, he was here last year as well. Thank you for being in this room. I see our Manager, Executive Director of Safety, Stephanie O'Malley, is here. I see our Chief of Police, Robert White, is here. I see our Chief Sheriff, Pat Furman, is here. Thank you very much for you all being here. Please give our public safety leaders a round of applause. We have tremendous leadership in the city of Denver. Our director of, one of our directors of community affairs, Chris Martinez, is in the room as well. I saw members of our paramedics here. Our lieutenant is here. There he is. We got several members of our paramedics. I see our firefighters are in the house. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here, Devin. And what can we say about our children's affairs under the leadership of Aaron Brown and, of course, Tracy Breckenridge and Joey Pace and of course Michael Simmons, who is coordinating these efforts. I'm going to ask our Children's Affairs people stand up. These are the folks every day put this initiative on and made it happen. And if I can, I want to say something about Summer Nettles, who, you know, sometimes you don't know you step on a jewel until you turn the rock over and say, that's a jewel. And we have found a precious jewel in the city of Denver. She came to me and she says, I want to use our media services in the city to create what you saw here. There's going to be an even longer documentary unveiled soon that I'm looking forward to seeing. She took it upon herself and she came and said, Mayor, if you stand behind me and financially support this, I'll make sure this is something we can all be proud of. And she has. Summer, and then to hear you stand up here and speak, Mary McLeod Bethune and Sojourner Truth, and I mean, I'm telling you, many of the sisters of past stood up and said, now that's what I'm talking about. Thank you for what you did today. I met Summer's extended family who came from Chicago to see her do what she just did. No wonder you were so, this is what we talk about, it takes a village. Stand Up Chicago, this is her village. Grandma and mama and auntie, all the way from Chicago. The last group that I'm going to recognize is just a group of, there's students here from all over, and I'm so proud of them. And thank you all for showing up. I had a chance to meet these young brothers from North High School just a moment ago over here to the left, and they all have nicknames that I love, Zag and Zay and Dinosaur. And it's true, Dinosaur. These young men from North Stand Up. See the young men from North are here, ready to go. I want you to know, where's Isaiah? Stand up, Isaiah. So my favorite book in the Bible is Isaiah. And so I said to Isaiah, I said, that's a pretty powerful name. Do you know who the most famous Isaiah was? He said, Isaiah Thomas. I said, dude. So he and I have a deal. Next time I see him, when I ask him about who Isaiah was, he's going to be ready to quote Isaiah for me. And here's the one of my favorites, where Isaiah says, we are repairers of the breach.
Yes, sir.
Restorers of the streets that we live in. And it's our responsibility. And so Isaiah, next time I see you, when I say, who shall we send? I want you to say like Isaiah said, here am I, send me. All right? Deal. All right. So today is made possible with a lot of sponsors. Denver Public Library, Denver Department of Safety, thank you again, Director O'Malley. Environmental Health, Parks and Recreation, Pat Furman, Sheriff's Department, Office of Children's Affairs, Arts and Venues, Public Works, and of course the Mayor's Office. We want to thank all of our financial sponsors. Today we are at the Community College of Denver, one of the great sterling institutions that stand in the gap of our young people. My good friend, the president of Community College of Denver, the Dr. Everett Freeman, is here up front, and we want to thank you as well for being our host for the second year in a row. Stand up, let them see your beautiful face. Today you're going to get a chance to hear a national renowned speaker in Mike Muse, and I'm excited for you all to hear him. Are there any other elected officials in the room? Oh yes, thank you. I actually had that, and I want to welcome Melissa Sotelo from Councilwoman Gilmore's office. Thank you for being here. To all the, thank you. To all the, oh, how you doing, Beth McCann? State Representative Beth McCann, and also candidate for District Attorney, Beth McCann. Thank you for being here. You get one? Okay, I'm going to move because I really need to get out of your way so we can get to work. Where should I start? Let's see here. Last year, I'm going to just jump in here because I'm going to say these things that Aaron wants me to say. This is very important stuff. You know, Dr. King said something that I will never forget from his letter from the Birmingham jail. I can't be what I ought to be until you can be what you ought to be. And that is the underpinning foundation, really, of My Brother's Keeper. And I know that's what the president had in mind. And that's why we went to work with My Brother's Keeper, because it does take a village. And at the end of the day, we must all look at ourselves and realize that I am my brother's keeper. Last year alone, we held the first My Brother's Keeper Summit right here at Community College of Denver, where over 150 adults and youth attended a full-day summit and collectively landed our 4 focus areas for the MBK initiative here in Denver. Those 4 initiative areas: education, juvenile justice, social and emotional well-being, and workforce development. Today, we continue our work on those 4 initiatives. Through our partnership with the Office of Economic Development, MBK Workforce Pilot was launched, where 35 youth from communities with the highest needs were identified by the Office of Children's Affairs. These youth were given summer employment and assigned a male mentor of color to help them successfully navigate the workplace and successfully complete their summer assignment. We also hired this handsome bald dude by the name of Michael Simmons to serve as our MBK coordinator and help move the work and the partnership forward within the community and the school district. We've done so much more, and we're excited about the progress that's occurring. But overall, we want you to know that our goal is that the MBK Denver version will become a national model. Because we want to continue to elevate the awareness and the needs of boys and young men of color all across this great city of ours. And we are here creating this national model. When we first embarked upon this initiative, we knew we didn't have to reinvent the wheel, because there were so many people, as you see what's happening at Stedman, you see what's happening in North, and you see what's happening at Boys and Girls Clubs all over the city. You see what's happening, you know, with Jefferson. I see you back there. What you're doing throughout the city every day is happening. And we wanted to do was to bring all these efforts together and to make sure that we mobilize them for the greater good of the initiatives. And this has been especially true as our mentors have stepped up and have said, as Isaiah said, "Here am I, send me." And so we're not perfect yet, but we know we are working on to really fulfill the true spirit of this national effort by connecting more and more of our young men and boys of color from our community beyond the African American community. We're talking about all our young men of color. And we need to find more resources to help support this work that we expect to be successful. But all in all, the Denver MBK program has brought individuals, organizations, agencies, and educators together, and we're not done yet. We're going to continue to bring them together to address the needs of these young men and these young boys. And so I want you to reaffirm that I'm here to reaffirm that we recognize it does take a village. For example, one of the people I haven't named yet, but I want you to know is in the room, Nate Easley, who is the president CEO of the Denver Foundation. Denver Scholarship Foundation is here. Dr. Nate Easley, thank you for being here. And I want you to know that we take this responsibility seriously. And no one works harder than Dr. Nate Easley, who I just had dinner with just 2 nights ago with Dr. Everett Freeman. Our focus was, how do we make sure more of our young people are attending college? Because right now, when you get their bill, as Dr. Nate Easley says, that bill tells you you're not welcome. We don't expect you to be here, because it is cost prohibitive for our young people to attend college today. This is a call to action for all of us who are committed to the work of changing the narrative of young men and young boys of color in our community. And with this challenge that will continue to plague this group in our community, we're saying that it still does indeed take a village working together to change the arc of success of young men and boys who are assets in our community. And we're saying that even in the face of today's unprecedented level of resources, it does take a village. It will still take government. It will still take business partners, families, nonprofits, and community organizations working together and being unified in our efforts to change the outcome for those who are counting on us to make their future, the future of Denver, available to each and every one of them. This city is our city, and we will not succeed if we find it acceptable to leave young men, young boys, anybody behind. And we need every Denver resident to thrive. We all have a responsibility to make that happen. We have to collaborate. And so I take great pride in saying it does take a village, and I am my brother's keeper. Repeat after me, I am my brother's keeper. I am My brother's keeper. Well, then let's get to work. God bless you all. Thank you.